in case we're audible, let us know in the comments if all 4 of us are audible to you. We're trying to figure it out.
Oh, we are back, we are back.
Yes. No need to
Sorry.
Yeah.
We had a bit of an audio issue.
It's like a T20 roller coaster. Up, down. We don't know who's on top.
Okay, just to again reiterate what we had said, something that none of you could hear. Now, by the way, if you can hear us now, do give us a thumbs up in the comment section. Our producer Shivam is tracking that. So if he sees a lot of thumbs up from you, that means you can hear us now. And I think I can hear us now with the audio being so loud as it is. So yeah, coming back, as I said, this is the favorite time of the year. Not for me, but for my colleagues here, huge IPL fans. I only एक ही आवाज सुनाई देती है.
But
India.
even in that, there is an Indian. In the thing that you're saying, I'm not interested in.
Yeah. I'm not saying you're anti-Indian, yeah. I am saying this is the favorite time of the year for a CSK fan in Siddharth, for a KKR fan in Shade, for a Delhi fan in Harshit. I'm not sure about. Sorry.
Not
Delhi.
sure if that's a favorite.
I said so. I'm looking forward to June the 1st. Dil ki awaaz.
Why don't you say even March 17th?
Yeah.
Who knows? Delhi Capitals could do what the men have never done in
I
15
hope so.
years.
I
No
hope
men's
so.
team. No men's team. Because remember, they have teams across also. They also have
No ISL, nothing. Delhi teams don't do anything. So Harshit is the only one who doesn't enjoy it.
There was one league where a Delhi team won. It was the hockey league, and that league got shut down.
Delhi Dynamos, right?
No, that was
Dynamos
football.
is football.
That also got sold off to
They
Odisha.
relocated the franchise.
The
yeah.
Hockey India League.
Yeah, that was the
That
one.
was the one.
Yeah, Delhi, whatever the team was, they won, and the league shut down in a couple of years.
Okay, so as I said, we're starting our programming from today. Every single day, we just have about enough days to do one team a day. So we're going to do in-depth analysis of each team every day on our dugout going forward. Today we have a full house. We usually don't have the luxury of having so many people, but we'll make the most of it and start with the one team that was a no-brainer we decided to pick because of course they are defending champions and that's where you should be starting your programming with. But it's not been an auspicious start because we had a lot of issues to begin with. There was our system that crashed, got formatted or whatever.
Sabotage would be the right word.
Sabotage, which means we had to start 1 hour late. It wasn't by choice. It wasn't that we were enjoying making you guys wait because the system crashed, and even when we came on, there was no audio to begin with.
Just
Finally,
carrying forward
do
the
a
sort of
hour.
momentum that you saw in at the conclusion of last year's IPL, where the final lasted for 3 days.
No. I'll rephrase that. It's very much been like how CSK's campaign has been so far. I know it's not started, but already at this point, 3 or 4 first choice players they seem to be missing from injury issues due to the there've been some injury issues to the other. Devon Conway. not
Yes,
play
gonna
in
miss
May.
Some 8 weeks.
Yeah,
is
8
gonna
weeks.
miss.
There's no Shivam Dubey.
Dubey.
But you were saying 5 games?
Dubey.
So 8 weeks, if you look at it,
5 games?
No, that
No,
is more than 5 games.
7,
no?
8, 9 games.
8-9 games.
You're looking at his return in
See, 8 weeks is the
May.
maximum that they are looking at, but he could be back earlier also. But 8 weeks is the period given.
No, there's Pathirana,
He
Conway,
is
and
Pathirana.
Dubey.
Dubey is also injured.
That's what I said. I'm taking the name of the players that are injured. Pathirana, Dubey, and Conway.
Yep.
Correct.
That's it.
3 first choice.
But Dubey, is there a final word? I think he could start.
No, it was initially I remember reading was that he'd missed the early stages. It seemed likely.
Because
But
he's
not-
not in the Ranji final also. He's not played. So, and you just have 10 days remaining.
But usually that's what happens. That's an indication.
Side strain and all that, fine. Can it?
No, I'm saying he's injured.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if he's not played the Ranji Trophy final, is not an 100% sure shot thing that he's not going to start. Good chance he'll start. Because in the case of both Pathirana as well as Conway, we definitely know they're not starting. But in case of Dubey, there's been no definite statement that I've heard whether he's starting or not. The report is that he's injured, is currently not available. But he may not remain injured by the time the first game comes along. We don't know.
By the way, even Mitchell has an injury concern. He did miss a couple of games because of an injury.
No, Daryl Mitchell, Mitchell Santner.
Darryl Mitchell.
Daryl Mitchell.
So-
That's why I said Daryl Mitchell.
You said
said
Mitchell.
I just said Mitchell. Daryl Mitchell.
Today he's doing what?
Harshit
Bring
used to do.
Harshit.
Yeah. I'm only.
now I know what it feels like.
But Harshit does it despite being 100% fit. I'm not 100% fit. No,
Oh,
today.
what happened to you?
I have got the weather change has.
The weather
ensured.
changes, I think, hit half of sports today.
Yes.
Well, that's, I mean, I can't think of any time, as they say with a lot of sports people, that you're never 100% fit. Majority of the sports people are always playing with injury, and ditto for sports today.
Yeah.
There is never a case where all of us are 100% fit. There is some niggle or the other. In some people, more so than the others. but
And at some points, more than just a niggle.
But doesn't matter. But what I like is, no matter what the niggle, you have to turn up to office, as we do.
Yeah.
As we do on days that we're working, we do turn up to office, no matter how sick we are, no matter how much medication we have to take. But when duty calls and when you have to be with you guys, we turn up. So that will continue. Nobody can be 100% fit. And please don't come up with this now. IPL is going to start. I ain't listening to none of that. If you're sick, you have bad throat, fever, no problem. Take a medicine, come here, take a 1 hour long nap or two. Get the energy, but once the show starts,
Yeah.
you're on air.
So actually, we're talking about players who had injury issues. Mustafizur Rahman, another one during the Bangladesh Premier League, had a freak accident in the nets. Ball hit his head, had to be hospitalized. Nothing major happened, but it's not been good omens so far for CSK. One after the other, injury woes are piling on, and they do have a couple of other players who are injury prone. There's a Deepak Chahar.
Oh,
You know,
Injury pro.
there's been a
There's a separate
statement.
list for that.
Yeah.
I know. I know. We often say KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer, right? One more premium class member in the NCA, Deepak Chahar.
Yes.
He's been more in NCA than he's been with either of India or CSK. Last year, played one game, but unfortunately missed the
No,
entire
briefly he was out. I mean, let's be fair, because of his father being
Yeah.
unwell as
Yeah.
well. But I agree with you. He is one of those players that's injured quite often.
Yep.
So, no denying that. What we're going to do, as I said, every day, spend time picking the likely 11. And when we pick the likely 11, we'll also see the strengths and weaknesses. That's but natural when you take a look at the entire team. So that's what we're going to do, starting with CSK. The question that we're asking. Yeah.
Speaking of injuries, by the way, let's not remember Mahendra Singh Dhoni is also
Let's not
challenging
forget.
himself.
You mean, let's not forget.
Let's not forget that he's also battling a dodgy knee.
No, my
not
friend.
really
He was been batting, and he had a practice session with the team.
Yeah.
He walked out at the Chepauk amongst fans cheering for him. Went out, batted for a long time. Wasn't hitting too many sixes or anything, but was running around batting. So I think he gave himself so much time.
Exactly.
No, so again, I'm just going
No,
back.
he had the surgery.
But yeah,
after
He
the end.
underwent the surgery, so I'm not too sure how fit he's going to be. And as was being said last year, this year as well, 99% it is his last season of the IPL, and fitness is an issue with Mahendra Singh Dhoni, as has been the thing for the last couple of seasons. Last season more so. So this year as well, you don't quite know. Yes, he'll do just about enough to keep the wickets bat, but running between the wickets, how fast is he going to be? Is he going to be jumping around the way that he used to? Those things are variables.
He's not a year late. He said it. Actually, he wasn't incorrect. We corrected him, but he said, let's not remember, which meant
Then we don't want to talk about it.
yeah,
We don't want to talk about it. Right?
exactly. Well,
Tala Dhoni is cool. He's like recovered from his fitness issues. Let's hope it doesn't flare up in the middle of the IPL like how it happened last year.
is it Dhoni's last season?
I would believe so, yes. It is his final year.
I think so too. Because I think last year also I remember saying it that he would wait for the 3-year contract to lapse, then step aside.
Yeah.
And there are two
You're looking at the
interesting
mega
informations
of-
that has come out. Arun Dhumal recently in an interview, he's the IPL Governing Council chairman, he stated, you are going to have the mega auction
Why?
wherein every team retains about 3 to 4 players
It's
Terrible.
a concept.
and
Terrible.
then
Terrible.
you'll build a new team around
It's a
it.
terrible concept.
Everyone going back shouldn't have been the case. Continue, allow about good 10, 12 players to be retained and then remaining.
And there is one more very interesting development that Ambati Raidu was given to one media channel. He stated that if you're looking for a captaincy candidate after Dhoni, he would want Rohit Sharma in the
Sure, because while
So-
he's a young player,
A
Oh,
lot of franchises are out shopping for him,
yes.
as was Delhi, as we
DC.
had reported first. Yeah, they were keen. They approached, and we had reported it first on Sports Today that they had approached him, but just that Mumbai didn't
would
let him
not
go.
allow him.
But now after this season, you don't know. See, again, it'll also be tough for him to leave. Now he may have been. I know he wasn't upset, but over time, those things, those knots that may have been created, they just even out and you become okay. If he has a good season now and there's no issue with the team management, clearly not with the owners, he was there.
There's definitely bad blood out there.
It's not now, I'm saying it takes time, no? It gets so, people get over it.
Yeah.
So people get over it. We don't know, but all of that, again, we'll see what happens going forward. Clearly, they're not going to go back to him as captain.
Yeah.
So if he still wants to captain, then it could be a very, I'm not saying it has to be ending on a sour note, but it could end on a nice note as well, where he says, listen, I still want to captain maybe a couple more years. Let me go out.
Yeah.
A Messi like
Anyway, he's building up.
Barcelona guy, but towards the end left. Play for my.
Not by his choice, admittedly.
Yeah, but this is quite similar, no? Quite similar. Where ideally, Rohit would have wanted to continue till he's retiring and captaining. But if that opportunity is not there, he may go for the second best option.
See, he's building up for the ideal crescendo. How was his exit from ODIs, T20Is and tests been all very, very quiet. If he decides to retire, assuming this is the best case scenario, Chennai enter the final in Chepauk and then he announces, after I win my 6th title, it's Tata Bye.
See, again, this is something, and now this is not on hearsay. I did the story last time when I went and met MSD before the start of the last season, and I think at that time I mentioned it while people were still saying what to do, that that wasn't going to be his last season. I think that was the title of our story, that this is not his last season, because he made it very clear that he'll assess his body, but he surely wants to go another season, health and body permitting.
Yeah.
So that's what he had said. Clearly, once he went for a surgery after that, then I knew pretty much that he's attempting to play that second season.
Yeah.
Post that, he had not mentioned it to me. Post that, he's not mentioned it anywhere that he was going to continue. So pretty much this was going to be his last season. I think that's what he's made up his mind.
Yeah.
Could be. And then of course, he's always going to be Mr. CSK. So we'll be attached with them in whatever capacity, mentor, whatever. So he could still be captain, non-playing captain.
I will really be looking at Saravanan reaction. Saravanan Hari, the CSK superfan, the guy who comes painted yellow. He has been adamant, I don't want him to retire at Chepauk because the fans will not be able to take it.
But he can't decide.
He can't decide.
But Dhoni himself said that it's going to be unfair and all. I owe it to the CSK faithful. I'm going to be there. It's going to be happening, that final game.
Let's see.
Final, of course, is going to be happening in Ahmedabad.
See, not everything could be
where it's going to happen?
Fairy tale.
Final to again in Ahmedabad, right?
No.
No.
It's always the ground of the defending.
Are we sure?
I don't blame you, because what happens, like everything is happening in Ahmedabad, so you are under that illusion. But in this case,
Because see, in 21
they haven't announced though, technically.
Yeah, but again, so many reports that the cricketing hub of the nation.
But I have been
Not report, it is
Yeah, so again,
World Cup final.
I have been told by
India,
a lot
Pakistan
of
one.
I have been told by a lot of my political friends who are going to cover the elections. They are saying, you think the IPL is going to happen in India? Good luck. Good luck in trying to fit extra number of games in a shortened schedule. They are saying all the best.
No, it'll happen.
It'll happen in India.
But you think the BCCI came and announced those schedule without getting, and you got to, you know that the bigwigs of the BCCI have political connections as well.
Yep.
Wouldn't have been decided. They
it
would
wouldn't
have.
happened without the clearance of the Home Ministry.
Yeah. I think
No
that will
way.
be done. Anyway, that's a different subject. I don't want to waste time. Let's get down to Chennai Super Kings. What we're going to do, as I mentioned, we'll try and make their 11. Once we make the 11, we'll get an idea of their strengths and weaknesses. Okay, this is a squad that you see on your screens right now. As we mentioned earlier, they have a lot of injury worries. From Devin Conway is one of them, and then you've got Shivam Dubey, who has a niggle at that time. Then Patirana is injured.
Yep.
To Daryl Mitchell, you mentioned,
Yes.
could have an issue or two. Mustafizur,
Suffered an injury
you
recently.
mentioned that he suffered an injury. So there are a few injury concerns there. But despite all that, our attempt is going to be to make their strongest 11. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we make, it's not the first 11 they go in the first match, but we'll try and make a strongest 11 that they can. Now, the only where I think where you can have a either or right now are the ones, the two that you definitely know, because for everyone else we know injury, but there's been no announcement as of today that how much they are missing out when they are starting. The two that we know are not starting are Conway as well as Patirana, right? So we'll try. If you do pick them in your 11, do give a suggestion as well. Who's going to be backup for these two. For everyone else, you're free to pick. Because still now, as we stand today, we do not know if Fizz is going to be available from the first game, if Dubey is going to be available from the first game. So we're assuming everyone is available from the first game itself. Okay. So if Shivam is kind enough, he can go to the 11. And then we can get down to business. Let's start with our openers, and I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue when we were to pick our openers. So
Ideal, because again,
no. So if Conway is there, which is
going to be after 4-5 weeks.
just do a slash in front of him when he is not available. Okay. So Conway, Ruturaj Gaikwad.
No doubts over there.
And then you can, for the backup we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But right now, ideal 11, and then we'll get to the backups a little later, right? Conway as well as Ruturaj Gaikwad.
Ruturaj, yeah,
Absolutely.
Okay. So just write just one name is enough.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ruturaj and Conway are there that you've got. Okay. Backup for Conway.
Rachin
Ravindra.
You don't have anyone else.
I am tempted to go with a Moeen Ali. I'm not sure that they'll start with Rachin Ravindra. Rachin Ravindra's T20 numbers aren't fantastic, huh?
True.
We are only looking at Rachin Ravindra, the ODI player.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if I would want Rachin Ravindra. And considering Moeen Ali brings that off spin, and I know this for a fact, MS always likes to keep off spinner Henry. There will be matches where he won't even bowl him a single over. I know that's possible.
Yeah.
Especially when there are a lot of right-handers. But against lefties, he likes to bring in an off-spinner on and off. He did decently well with the ball as well. And, you know, with batting, he can be that game changer. He's a player who's been retained by Chennai Super Kings. I don't think they're going to make him sit in the bench. So, right now, just do Conway / Rachin / Moeen, because these are the options that we've come with.
And Moeen has in the past opened for them.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So my opener is actually, and then we're free to change our thoughts towards the end.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just putting all options that we've picked. Okay. So there's Conway, there's Rachin. My choice is Moeen. So we
in fact, the good thing with Moeen is he can be that perfect floater for you, depending on what situation you're at. If you're looking at, let's say, something dynamic right at the top.
But your openers, you won't do rotation. Yeah, your openers, see, and knowing them, you'll definitely have left hand, right hand.
Yeah.
100%. So that's a given. If Ruturaj is going to open, who had a very good IPL last time, if he is opening, alongside him, you will have a lefty. Who that lefty is could be debated. So we right now putting options. We'll zero in on the 11 as well. Okay. Number 3. Rahane.
Rahane.
Put Rahane for now at number 3, and. The only thing I'll do is give you an option to Rahane. The only thing that worries me about Rahane is the fact that now he's not playing regular cricket, hasn't had a great Ranji Trophy as well. I know different formats, but it's a way of gauging the performance of a player. And because he doesn't play regularly, I know he had a very good IPL last time. And knowing MS Dhoni and how Chennai Super Kings usually give chances to players that have done well, I'm 100% certain that they'll start with him for sure. But he could be the player for which they need a backup. So I would like you to pick a backup, and that's why I think that they went with a Samir Rizvi. That's why they went with a Samir Rizvi.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
So
Although Rahane hit a 50 in the final of the Ranji Trophy.
Yeah, but
Right time.
He had 6 zeros as well.
It's been very hit or miss here.
Yes.
It's been a hit and miss year for Ajinkya Rahane, but as a captain also, see, you would want a captain in the CSK camp also as a backup for Dhoni. I mean, why not? So
Last year, the thing that MS got right with Rahane last year was, again, where was he unleashed? At the Wankhede in front of Mumbai. And what did he all have to do? Just, getting the gap smaller, boundary, gave him all the confidence that first innings, and then that set the tone for him the whole season.
Mumbai and Kolkata, I mean, I was surprised that he did well against Kolkata Knight Riders, looking at their good spin bowling attack. Normally, Rahane struggles against spin, but Mumbai did not have a good spin bowling attack last year. Kolkata have had, but he still got success against them.
Yeah,
So
that was a surprise.
That was a surprise. So you're going to play some games in Chepauk where the wicket will be a bit slow. Rahane, whether he can make use of that remains to be seen. But Samir Rizvi done very well in the UP T20 league also. He was bought. I think he was the most expensive.
Yes, he went for 8.4 crore, and I remember there was a bidding war. CSK went for him. There was Gujarat who continued to bid for him, and towards the end, Harshit's team, Delhi also jumped in for Rizvi, young star from Uttar Pradesh. He did well in the UP Premier
Yes.
League.
He was at the back of that one performance, in fact.
But you know what? Just now I saw recently, I was just seeing some scores in the under 23s where he smashed a triple hundred.
Right?
Yeah, under 23.
Yeah.
He smashed a triple hundred or something
Yeah.
in red ball. So all I'm saying is that he is a proper bat. He's not just a dasher who got picked because of his T20 performances, but a very good bat.
And
Samir
comes
Rizvi.
with the reputation of clearing the boundary, and he hits those big sixes. I think the innings you're talking about, I think I saw flashes of it. Again, all the compilation was all those big hits.
Yeah. So Rahane will start, as we all agree, but I think they've got Rizvi as a backup, and if Rahane doesn't have a few good games, they've got a Rizvi as a backup. So if you can please, Shivam, put Rizvi in the bench. No, in the bench, not there. Keep him in the bench, because that when we do our strengths and weaknesses, we'll know who have they got. And are you showing the team also on screen, because it's tough for anyone who's watching to visualize what the 11 is looking like. We can see it live right now, but as it shapes up, we'll also take your comments a little later, but let's just finish with the 11. There could be a bit of a debate once we finalize the 11. We're starting with the first choice, and why we've not put /Rizvi, because I think all of us agree Rahane will start.
Will be starting.
Yeah,
At
I
some point,
agree.
yes, you expect Rizvi to be featuring, but yeah, when that is, it totally depends on whether he's needed or not. But regardless, I think they'll find ways of giving him some game.
He'll be needed early on, because if Dubey is not there for the first couple of games, then he's the straight swap. He steps in.
Yeah. But right now we're assuming he's available.
Yes.
Dubey
And
is.
in the ideal 11, then you'll have Dubey then start.
Dubey
No,
at
we're
four.
right now assuming Dubey is there, because
Exactly.
we haven't got a definite word that he's not playing. We know he's injured, but we haven't got a definite word. Okay, number 4.
Mitchell.
Dubey.
Daryl Mitchell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's Daryl
Darryl
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
I think I'll go with Daryl Mitchell
Daryl
as well.
Mitchell 4, yeah.
So there's Mitchell,
Yeah, because I will tell you why Dubey might have to bat at number 5.
Which
he
will
had
be-
done it in the Saeed Mushtaq Ali.
Yes.
Yeah, and by the way, CSK used him as a floater very well.
Yes.
If they had a good start and there weren't too many overs left, he would come at 3-4 also. But if they lose a few wickets, then they hold him for those back half where he can really tonk the ball. He had an outstanding
And he was
IPL.
good in the S-Mat as well.
Yes.
That average of his tells you the story. I think 42 odd was his average.
Yep.
Some 200 odd runs that he scored, but
Mumbai, yeah.
Yeah.
Dubey is that, and even last year he used to murder spin bowling. That's why Rahane's struggles against spin was nullified by Dubey's aggression. Look at KKR, that KKR match. It was Shivam Dubey who started the onslaught.
Correct.
He's definitely Dube at number 5.
110%.
Without doubt, no debate there. Daryl Mitchell also, I thought there could be a bit of a debate, but I guess it's a unanimous decision.
At 4, Darryl Mitchell,
He's got very good T20 numbers, can offer you a bit of bowling as well if need be.
Doubles, yes.
Yeah, because if Dube is not going to bowl, then Mitchell could.
Yes.
So we've got Dube at 5. 6, I think, will be a no-brainer. The man who hit.
Thala the
Yeah. I think 6 could be Jadeja, 7 could be Dhoni.
They
6,
alternate
7,
with that
yeah.
also, no?
If it's
Yeah.
only
Like it's
three-
on
Left hand, right hand,
Yeah,
something like that.
Correct.
and if
the
there's
man-
only three
Depending
more
on
balls
who's
remaining,
cheering
then
who.
Dhoni will come in.
Shivam, you pick who should be 6, who should be 7. You decide between Dhoni and Jadeja. It's unanimous that they both are going to be there, and those two positions are going to Dhoni as well as Jadeja. Who you got at 6? Who you got at 7? Okay, so you're the producer, can put it where. But as we discussed, I think this is a floating sort of a situation.
Left hand, right hand.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if Dube is there, Dhoni might come.
If Mitchell is gone, then Dhoni will come in.
Yes, exactly. That is what they're going to do. Dhoni, by the way, will have to work on a bit of his hitting. Got about his strike rate, I remember last time 180 or so, but
Yes.
got about 100 plus runs in the IPL. Also because did not really bat that much or didn't come to bat that much. So I think that's the role he's going to play. Of
He hit 2 sixes versus Lucknow.
Yeah, it was
Super
Mark
Giants.
Wood.
Mark
Yeah.
Wood, yeah. That was the most iconic image that you can get at the Chipbox. So, yeah, if Dhoni can come in, probably only 1 or 2 overs you'll see him bat. That's the way we look at it. Unless it's a final situation and he promotes himself to 4, but there he lasted only 1.
One ball.
To Mohit Sharma he got out.
Yeah.
okay, now this is where it's going to get interesting. 8, 9, 10, 11, and I think this is one of their strengths, CSK's strength.
Yep.
They have a lot of Indian bowlers. So right now, if you take a look at it, they are they only got 2 foreigners in the
Yeah.
side. But I tell you what, you could even go with just maybe 1 foreigner that comes in. But let's see where it goes. See, again, I'm going to throw one name and tell me if he's going to be there or not, and then we'll decide. Deepak Chahar makes a team.
Yeah.
Shardul Thakur makes your team.
110%.
Yep.
Yeah, makes my team as well. 100%. I think.
Shardul in fact at 8.
Yes,
And
Thakur.
Chahar at 9.
Yes.
Chair at 9.
Yep. They've got, and I think Shardul Thakur was the steal of the last IPL auction at 4 CR.
4 CR.
Why I'm saying 4 CR is not a small amount, but when a Cummins and a Stark and all have been paid 25, I agree they're much better bowlers.
Yeah.
But 4 crore for a Shardul with his batting and his bowling, I think was an absolute steal.
And a man in
absolute
form
steal.
right now.
Wow, he's been doing very well lower down the order.
Very much.
But I'm not even looking at the form. At the IPL auction, I said if I was going to get Shardul at 4 CR,
yeah.
because he's a 100% starter, Indian player, starter, gives you both. I mean, I think he's
Gives
in
you
the
some heartache as well, Siddharth. Yes, I know you want to say that.
21 vibes are coming. If you
yeah,
look at
and he's
Shardul.
done well. No, I'm saying for any team,
Yeah.
he's a 8-9 CR worthy player. For the amount of ability that he brings with him, I'd be ready to spend about 8-9 odd
Thakur
crore.
in the death. All is well.
But
Yeah.
no, if he was perfect, so that's his one weakness, leaks run. If he perfected that, then he's a 25 crore player.
Exactly. If he gives you 30-40 quick runs, 2-3 wickets at an economy of
And
7,
no death.
then he'd be every team would be chasing him 50 crores.
Has to have a flaw, no. Has to have a flaw. That's why I got sold for.
And wouldn't have then sort of made way, right, in the
Why
World
did
Cup.
Kolkata release
In the World Cup, your
The fee.
the fee.
The
10
10
crores.
crore fee which you inherited from Delhi Capitals was
Yeah.
too much. You needed to rebuild your bowling.
Yeah.
Your bowling, essentially, you needed one foreign player.
If he was that good
That was the problem.
after you had Hardik Pandya injured in the World Cup, you wouldn't have had Shardul, who was your next best all-rounder, make way for 2 other people to come in.
Exactly.
But
He had those flaws, which is why you needed a Shami, you needed a
right.
Surya to come in.
Yep. Okay, now you have 2 fast bowlers. Who have you got?
one more spinner, that's it.
You need a spinner for
Patirana.
sure.
Patirana?
I'm going with
That's why
Thikshana.
Thikshana. I'm going with Thikshana. too. I'm also going with Thikshana. So 11 because he's not the best batter around.
Yeah. Not a best fielder also.
So
Oh, yeah,
11
Lucknow
is
was dropping.
Thikshana. We'll
Number
get
of
to
catches
10.
he dropped.
Yeah.
Thikshana.
Now power play and death overs bowler.
Yeah, Thikshana. So you've now done with 3 foreigners. You can put in a foreigner, or you can avoid having a foreigner as well. You can go with an Indian. Who are you going with?
I'll go with Patirana.
Patirana.
You're going with Patirana. I'm tempted to go with Tushar
I know.
Deshpande. He was the highest wicket taker last time around, if I'm not mistaken.
Or if you want a left
Highest wicket taker.
He was.
There's a Mukesh.
There
No,
is
but
Mukesh Chaudhary as
I
well.
tell you why I want an Indian there instead of a Patirana. I know Patirana had a decent outing as well, but Tushar Deshpande did very well. Picked more wickets than Patirana. I know he played more games as well, but was very good. Why I'm telling you that will allow me the super sub to be a foreigner.
Correct.
As soon as I put Patirana there, my super sub then can't be a foreigner.
Yeah.
If I have a Tushar Deshpande, who was my highest wicket taker last time around, I play him and keep my super sub as a foreigner, which could be a batter or a bowler depending on whether I'm batting first, bowling first or whatever. So I'm tempted. So right now, you want to put both Patirana and
Okay, if you
Deshpande,
want
but
a-
the issue is the foreigner issue.
If you're looking at an Indian thing, I would put Mukesh Chaudhary there.
Ahead of Tushar Deshpande.
Left-hand option.
I do the same.
Left-handed option. no?
Tushar Deshpande's figures outstanding.
But
See, he
2022,
improved.
Mukesh Chaudhary was the leader of the CSK.
He
attack.
gradually
But
improved.
last season Deshpande was.
But yeah, what to do about that?
Last season
You already have a
Deshpande.
Shardul
Okay,
Thakur.
okay,
That's the thing,
okay,
that's what I was saying.
okay. We could get to. Okay, let's get to that. Firstly, if you go with Mukesh, I'm going with Deshpande. You're going with Mukesh. At least we freeze on the fact we're taking an Indian, not a foreigner. Are
I'm
we
the only
on
one going
agreement?
for Patirana.
He's the only one going for Patirana.
No, I'm saying with Patirana. I'm just.
But then you don't have a super sub,
I'm
which is
fine
a
with that,
foreigner.
I think.
You
I think
can
I'm
keep
fine with that.
Deshpande
Yeah.
or Mukesh as your
I think I have the right balance.
No,
even,
but then you're only keeping a bowler. What happens is if you need a batter as
impact.
impact player, then
Mostly that is Samir Rizvi.
Yeah, because you'll name 2 11s, right? Batting 11,
no,
bowling
but
11.
Rizvi, see, for balance you don't need Rizvi. Rizvi, what we discussed was a backup for Rahane,
Rahane.
not as a super sub.
But
I'm
he can
saying,
be.
No,
What-
you need,
what's wrong with that?
No, but you right now need your just looking at your balance. So assuming put a scenario in place. What are you doing? Your if you were to
Bat first.
bat first,
Yeah.
right, then what are you going to do? Your team is going to have a batter there, okay? If in case, that's what I'm saying, if I was the player, I would have, let's say, because we're batting first, I'll put a Rachin Ravindra in there. If you're batting first, Rachin, so my 4 foreigners are done. Now I can't get another foreigner to come in. I have to go with an Indian. Then I only have an option of Mukesh / Tushar Deshpande. I do not have another option. If you put, if you allow me, for a foreigner now. But in the case, if you are going to be bowling first, now when you change that around to bowling first, even then now I have to look at whether it allows me. If I do not put a foreigner in that, I always have an option of going for a foreigner, because in a foreigner I get both a batter as well as a bowler. So I even have a Santner who I can fit in, who's a foreigner. If I'm playing 3, okay, later as a super sub. If I'm bowling second, I can bring him. I also have a Moeen if he goes out. As soon as I put in a 4th foreigner in Patirana, I'm done. Now my choice is of a batter to come in is only an Indian, in which case I go with a Rizvi. But if let's say you're in a situation when Rahane is not in form, Rizvi is anyway starting. Who are your backup really Indian batters? Your foreign, you have enough batters, backups. So in which case, if your bowling lineup is not compromised a lot by having 3 Indian bowlers, which allows you to have 3 foreigners, then why wouldn't I do that? What are your options?
If you don't take Patirana, the problem is CSK's death bowling is compromised.
Exactly, which is why I want Patirana to be there.
Tushar Deshpande bowled in the death.
But
he was
again,
on a
he
prayer.
only progressively improved as the IPL wore on. Remember?
But he was on a prayer. Honestly, Dhoni had to talk so much to calm the nerves that Tushar Deshpande only later on, towards the first half, he was woeful. But after that, he was bowling too many wides.
But even exactly, I remember first game 16 extras is what this inexperienced bowling lineup of CSK gave away. After which, remember, there were no balls being bowled that Mahendra Singh Dhoni at the halfway stage also had to put across a warning saying, I'm not going to stand this if these many extras and wides are going to be given.
Okay.
Which is where Patirana becomes
so
instrumental.
you want Patirana, right?
I want Patirana because
you want Patirana.
I know what I get with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so just go to the playing 11. So when you do, because I'm outnumbered, so we'll go with the one that is in Patirana. So you go with Patirana, and let's now take a situation. So this is your team, assuming, what are you doing first? You are
batting first.
Okay.
This is the batting 11. No, you're batting till 9.
Yeah, you're batting till 9.
No, but you needn't have taken. But you'll have to play your foreigners because you can't change them.
Yeah.
So a Patirana has to be there, a Thikshana has to be there, a Moeen has to be there, Darren Mitchell has to be there.
Correct.
This is fine when you're batting first. Now what do you do if you're going to be bowling?
If I'm bowling first, then I just take out either of Thikshana, Patirana, bring in a Rizvi if need be.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
You can't not.
Rizvi is a back. Okay, at the first game you could. You're not getting my point. I'm saying Rahane is going out of form.
Yeah.
You're picking the ideal. Rahane is out of form. Rizvi is playing.
Yeah.
You're not playing Rahane there.
So you're saying
you don't
that
have too many options. In foreigners, you have so many options. So if you are out of, that's why I'm saying, if you do not play a foreigner here, both options you have. So if you need a batter, let's say, let's assume you reached a scenario where Rahane is out of form and Rizvi is playing. He's anyway playing. You're now not considering Rahane because I said that's a weak area. You cannot then get another batter when you're batting first. But in this case, if you play an Indian bowler now, if you keep 3 foreigners in the 11, then all the time you have options. So supposing you need a bowler, okay, if you need a bowler, then you could go with Santner if you want. You could go with a Patirana if you want. If you need batting as well, you could always go with Rachin Ravindra who comes in, despite the fact that Rahane is out of form and Rizvi is playing in his place. With this, then you get one. If you change that bowling lineup, I'll just try and make that 11 for you. Just instead of Patirana, if you have Tushar Deshpande, just put Tushar there. I'll just tell you. So let's say you are bowling first.
And
No, just remove Patirana and just put Tushar right now. Remove Patirana.
Was handy with the bat very recently. Who scored a century?
Okay. So now if you're bowling first, okay, if you're bowling first, so this is your team. Or if you're batting first, let's say hypothetically, right? So I am not starting Thikshana. Okay, I'm not starting Tikshana.
Batting first.
And if you're batting first,
Ah.
Rachin Ravindra is starting. You're batting first.
Yeah.
Right? 3, no? So I can make those changes.
Yeah.
Then when your bowling comes, Tikshana comes in, I take Rachin Ravindra out. Okay, it's sorted. Now with 3 foreigners is what I'm saying. Now what is the scenario if I'm bowling first? Typical, Tikshana is here, Rachin is sitting out. Okay, and as soon as I get to bat, Tikshana goes out, Rachin Ravindra comes in. So I am getting, this is assuming Rahane is out of form and Rizvi is playing.
Yeah.
I don't have too many batters. No, my only other batter, good batting option is a Rachin Ravindra. How do I bring him? I need him to be my super sub.
My only thing, I don't know how excited, let's say, Chennai will be to, bank on Rachin to begin with, given that yes, he comes on ODI reputation.
Extra batter, Baba.
And yes, exactly.
Extra batter. I'm not putting him in 11.
Yeah.
He's an extra batter. I'm saying he's a super sub batter. If I need
Can
him,
we have a look at the squad? I just want to see if Indian talent.
Yeah.
Is there anyone we're missing over here?
No.
Nishant
Sindhu, but see CSK.
that way though you can play anybody. No, I'm just saying.
No, I'm just trying to
You
see
have
if
to
there's.
understand that whatever the players who are going to come from that, say like Ajay Mandal, Nishant Sindhu, and all the Simarjeet Singh and all of that, they are primarily not batters. The problem is
Sindhu, I think, offers both.
both, but
Yeah.
not. He's a leg
Yeah,
spinner.
agreed.
Yeah. Sorry, Prashant Solanki is leg spinner. He's an off spinner, if I'm not mistaken.
No, left
Nishant
arm, I think.
Maybe. I haven't seen much of Nishant Sindhu honestly, so that's why
Nishant is, I think, left.
left.
I think, yeah.
CSK don't play their youngsters on a frequent basis. If you look at it in the squad, now you can take.
Do they have youngsters in the team?
Nishant Sindhu?
Acha.
Angar Gekar.
Angar Gekar is there. Both from the 2022 batch, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now, can you, in a way, if you want to get in only 3 foreigners, because my main problem is if you take out either of Tikshana or Patirana, you are losing either in the power play system or you are losing in the death overs.
But that's your batting 11, no?
Batting
You'll
11
bring them
still.
in. You'll bring them in once it's your turn to bowl. So you're not really losing out on anyone. You're removing a pure batter.
Will a Daryl Mitchell play? Because for his bowling skill set, whether he'll start in all the games, I'm not sure. Because if you just play Mitchell as a pure batter, you're wasting.
No. What?
Yes.
You're
need
not
his
even sure of
bowling.
a Rane, I
No,
would
I'll
say.
play him as a pure batter.
You will.
Darren
you
Mitchell
will.
can play
Darren
as a
Mitchell
pure
you're playing.
batter.
He offers you enough with the bat for for him to be included.
Sure, with the bat.
And with what he displayed on Indian pitches in the World Cup.
Of course, I mean, he was the guy who hit Kuldeep and Jadeja effortlessly.
Yes, in both the matches. In both the matches, yes.
So just go back to the 11 now, which is why I said you've now seen the thing. So go back to the 11, and my point is, if you have to pick a super sub, if you take this as an 11, put your super sub as a Rachin Ravindra as your super sub. Okay. Then you see the 11 now. Okay, so I'm saying between Tikshana and Rachin,
Those are your batting or bowling.
yes, batting / bowling, you're changing. Whereas if you change that, which is fine, then you go with instead of Tushar, you go with a Patirana. You go with a Patirana, in which case your super sub is Rizvi for the time being. But if Rahane is out of form and Rizvi is in the 11, you don't have an option. I'm saying long term is how I see it. But we can go with the majority because they had picked Patirana. So number 10 is Patirana.
Yep.
And then you've got your super sub. For now, you'll put Rizvi, I guess, for now. But once, if Rahane is out of form and Rizvi does come in,
Then if
you'll
you have
an
an
issue.
Indian, this thing you can't have Rachin.
Just do Tushar / Patirana, Shivam, so that because you put super subs as Rachin and Rizvi, then you'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Those are your 2 options. If you're not playing Patirana, you can have
That's the thing, yeah. Because
Rachin Ravindra as your sub.
my thing was, see, we are looking at a lot of things that Rachin is not going to do much because we are looking at his T20I numbers. But in the IPL, things can change. I mean, if you get Rachin to open, he's that ideal replacement.
No,
for Conway.
I agree with you, Sudha, but I'm saying I've picked him as a super sub because of potential that he has. The reason didn't pick him in 11 because now at the moment His only option, can he play ahead of Daryl Mitchell? Not for me, because Daryl Mitchell's done far better than him in T20 cricket. Rachin Ravindra is struggling to make the New Zealand T20 team, right? Daryl Mitchell is a shot starter there. Would I play him ahead of a Moeen Ali? Not now. Maybe.
We would be having this debate if Conway was fit. Let's put
Yes,
it that way.
Yeah.
would not. But then you know what you could. I mean, then there would be a case in point of a Moeen and a Daryl Mitchell. It could be a fight on. If Conway is fit.
Even then, I think Mitchell's winning it.
No, because
No, what if it
he'll
was
get you an
fitting?
off spinner. I'm telling you, Dhoni likes to play an off spinner for the lefties. He has
Then
used
you will
him.
need, then CSK will need Rizvi to do well.
That's another
and
thing.
him
But
to be part of the
Rizvi is
11.
not competing with a Daryl Mitchell, my friend. Two foreigners. Rizvi is competing with Rahane. If Conway, once he comes back, you remove Rachin, you remove a Moeen Ali from there. Moeen Ali and Daryl Mitchell will then compete for a spot. It will be as simple as that. Conway and Ruturaj will start, and Rahane is there. If Rahane fails, Rizvi comes in his place. Daryl Mitchell / Moeen will be the fight. Don't be surprised if Moeen starts and Mitchell is on the bench.
There
That's
is
what
one
CSK
more
tends to
person.
do.
As a backup for Patirana, there is an option. Mustafiz.
Yes, correct.
Because
100%.
Mustafiz with his cutters, if he's in prime fitness on those Chennai tracks, he'll be deadly. That grip that he'll get, the way how he can flummox them all, Dhoni likes something in Mustafiz. That's why he was bought.
He's been very inconsistent. I'm not too sure how they'll be looking at him or how excited they'll be about the prospect of
The problem with Mustafiz is he got that shoulder surgery done when he was at the peak of his powers. After that shoulder surgery, he's not done the same.
Yeah, his pace has dropped a few notches.
Plus the way how he
And I can tell you,
you,
the last couple of seasons that he was with with Delhi in the IPL, he was very inconsistent. Even Delhi tracks would have suited his style of bowling, but he was never consistent. Neither him nor Khalil, neither of them were consistent with their.
Not Chetan Sakaria.
Neither Chetan
Sure,
Sakaria
Rachin
for
can
that
go
matter.
from the opener's spot because we
So
put him in a super
consistency is
sub.
an issue, which is why I don't think they'll be too excited about having him. Let's
But
say
the way how
he'll be a
Delhi-
backup only. I don't think
yeah.
he gets ahead of Patiran.
But the way how Delhi manage their players and the way how Chennai Super Kings
That is
manage
skill
their players
set.
is-
They don't manage. Na skill set execution. So
Shane Watson will disagree with
Okay, we'll put a slash. It's Tushar / Patirana / Fizz.
Phase.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. Shane Watson with Royal Challengers Bangalore was totally a different beast as compared to Shane Watson in Chennai Super Kings. Faf du Plessis, on the other hand, was a beast in Chennai Super Kings. With the bat, he's doing okay in RCB. For his high standards, he's doing okay.
but now
But he's doing it now.
he's aged also. No, now he was at the prime of his career when he
So
was.
he
with-
should have been in CSK only. That is the thing.
But that's not his choice.
Exactly.
No?
So, I disagree with that completely. That skill set for different teams, most teams don't manage their players well. Look at a Kuldeep Yadav. How Kolkata Knight Riders mismanaged him for 2 to 3 years. How Delhi Capitals are actually doing something right. For once. That is the thing. Fizz, I am telling you, might get an option, but I agree. If Patirana is there, he gets no chance.
Exactly. He's second choice. Simple as that.
So that's the 11. If you can just show it, this is the likely 11 that we think they'll go with. Initially, of course, Conway is not available, so Moeen we think will open. Once Conway is there, then I think Moeen competes with Daryl Mitchell. The number 10 spot for a pacer, you could go with a Tushar, as I would have liked, so that I can have a super sub in a Rachin Ravindra. But most of my colleague thinks Patirana should be there because of death bowling issues, in which case you can't have a foreigner as a super sub. So Rizvi will have to be that super sub. God forbid if Rahane is not in form, then you'll
Then
have
they'll
to
have to
do it.
revisit this.
Because
They'll have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may see Moeen not starting for one simple reason. I agree, Dhoni likes to play the off spinner to the left-handers. But you have a Tikshana doing that. He's a mystery spinner. He can get the
Take
ball
the ball,
away from
yeah.
No,
the
but you
left-hander.
also have a Jadeja and a left armer, so you're not going to look at you don't necessarily need a Santner or a Rachin Ravindra. He's the third option. He's a very different kind of spinner that comes into the play. Half of the time you may not even use him, as I said, maybe just going with his batting, but Dhoni likes plenty options because he likes those matchups, one over here, one over there. Who could otherwise, which captain would have a Ashwin in his team and not bowl a single over? It happened with MS. With Harbhajan Singh, it happened with MS Incha, so he can do that. So that's how the team looks like. Strength and weaknesses overall. What do you make of the team? Is it the big question that we asked? Is it a title-winning team?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
No.
To me, it is. To me, it is.
So that
It's-
we're not talking about 25. That's where you have the doubt.
Even 24.
Why?
the biggest CSK fan doesn't
I'll
think.
tell you
Why?
Whenever, if you look at two trends, okay?
What are the weaknesses? Spell that out. That you are saying no.
See, my weakness is that the familiarity factor. Most teams would have worked out a Chikshana, would have worked out a Patirana. Patirana is not in good form. By the way, ever since the World Cup. So the death bowling will be a major issue. Power play is kind of sorted with Deepak Chahar if he is fit. I pray that he is fit and he plays all the games. Shardul adds that depth. So
if he's not, then Tushar will come in his place. If Deepak is not, because if you're playing Patirana, then Tushar Deshpande or a Mukesh Chaudhary. So they have options.
CSK's fielding continues to be an issue. They somehow scraped through in 2023. In 2024, teams will not be that forgiving. Somewhere I see CSK's slow fielding, and on top of that, they are catching. It might catch up with them in 2024. That's one more weakness. The second weakness which I mentioned is Patirana's lack of form. Third, when the players are fit, when will they come back? Conway, we don't know, might miss half or more of the IPL. No replacement has been announced for him yet. Then you've got a Shivam Dubey also. We hope that the side string injury is not that serious. But if these two are not fit, you've got massive holes in the batting. And as Nikhil pointed out, what if Rahane doesn't fire? That is, Rahane was the benchmark upon which CSK had their resurgence. Mumbai Indians and Kolkata Knight Riders they beat. That's how they managed to get through to the final. And two more trends. Whenever CSK have won the title in this decade, 21 and 23, the following seasons they finished at the bottom. Okay?
That's nothing to go by.
I'll tell you, 18, it happened.
People are superstitious.
And
they look at trends.
One more thing. Whenever Jason Roy has pulled out due to personal reasons, CSK has finished at the bottom. It happened in 2020, it happened in 2022, it's happening in 2024. Whenever Jason Roy has pulled out due to personal reasons, CSK has finished at the bottom.
That's next level calculation. Anyway, that's a very well put argument. He has his reasons why he's not picking. I think it's a title winning team, and when somebody says title winning, 100% guaranteed, but I think this will be one amongst the 2-3 teams which I think eventually when our analysis of all team is over, and I think if I was to pick 2 or 3 teams that I think will be competing for the title, I'm going to be picking CSK. Why I think it's a very well-rounded team. They've got a perfect balance. They've got a good mix of Indian and foreigner, and what I like is that they have got options. So if something doesn't work, they've got options to go back to. And then of course one factor I'll never forget, M is Dhoni in charge. He knows how to win titles. All of that put together, to me, a title winning team, and those are the strengths on which I'm backing them.
And they have a good bench, admittedly. It's people aren't realizing it, but they have a multitude of options. If 1 or 2 players drop out also, and they have had injury issues, I don't think they'll be missing them that much, because again, last year many people saw Deshpande as an absolute no-hoper, but the way he turned things around, dear God.
That's what CSK does with every player.
CSK have a very good bowling bench strength. They don't have a good
batting
strength.
No, they do. They've got a few foreigners. That can be their bench strength.
That's the problem. Somewhere down the line, foreigners on Indian conditions, it's been a decade, but somewhere down the line, they tend to
these
struggle.
Foreigners were enjoying, these New Zealand players are all enjoying Indian conditions just now.
Yeah, but still, that's my only concern. And you look at even Moeen's not been in good form also.
He's very been playing white ball cricket for England.
So, Moeen, Dhoni, hardly they play. Okay, Patirana hardly plays when he gets injured. Rahane, but at least Rahane has been playing Ranji for 2 to 3 months. So that's why he at least is not like Dhoni. Just comes in the training session, bang bang, and then ready for the IPL.
But there's method to his madness. He gets ready. Whichever way he does it.
On his captaincy, I'm telling you.
He's not been playing cricket from 2019.
His captaincy is the only thing that won us both 21 and 2023. I mean, look at the way how he utilized all the players. Tushar
Deshpande too have done it.
Mukesh Chaudhary in 22.
Everyone, Dubey, everyone consider him as a no-hopper. Everyone he brings.
A team with Rahane, Deshpande, a youngster in Patirana also. Everyone put together has to be
2018.
2019 also, but Shardul absolved his sins in 2021. He lost us 2 games in 2019, Shardul Thakur. One, he didn't run versus RCB. Second, he missed that low dipping full toss from Malinga. Both games he lost by 1 run. And that was in the final. So, Shardul luckily did well in 2021. I think he regularly struck in the power play, if I'm not mistaken, Shardul. So.
Okay, let's have some questions.
Yeah. Oops. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so Tanmay Joshi is saying, under pressure, Cummins takes important wickets and scores impact runs. Is Cummins the ultimate test match winner? Maybe the Shardul Thakur of Australia. Oh, please.
Oh my god.
Tanmay Joshi.
Just
Yeah, he's being
compliment for one in.
sarcastic. He's been sarcastic,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, but Cummins, what impact? I mean, this last 1 year, Ashes, same situation he guided.
No, but his scoring runs is once in a blue moon. Let's be honest.
But when he does,
Yes, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, crucial
Yeah,
runs, yeah.
but then those many times, I mean, Shardul also gets you runs in crucial situations.
Yeah.
But bowling, yes, there's chalk and cheese. Cummins the bowler.
in tests, sure. On white ball.
White ball actually, because we were talking about IPL. Cummins not hasn't had a great time.
Cummins is good, ironically, with the bat in the IPL.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm saying if one goes for 25, I'm not comparing the two. Of course, Cummins the better player, but the gulf isn't as big as the money suggested.
Yeah, it's not. But yes, Cummins has had 3 impactful knocks with the bat when it comes to all formats.
It's 14 over 50.
The semi-final of the World Cup. I mean, he was the one with Mitchell Stark who guided them through. Ashes
South
at
Africa.
Baston,
The first test.
the first test. Here in Hagley Oval, Christchurch. But he didn't get his team across the line in that Brisbane match. That's the only
Best one of the lot versus Mumbai Indians 2022.
Oh yes, that's
Second.
Sams, 35 runs.
Made an absolute booth out of poor Daniel Sams.
Yeah.
15 ball 50.
14.
14.
14.
Divyanshu Luthra.
Says that the auction, the super auction or the mega auction, is not a terrible concept but a brilliant one because it allows other teams to come back after the 3-year period. Otherwise, it will be like football that every year the same 3-4 will be at top always. Disagree, Divyanshu.
Yeah,
Disagree.
so do I.
Because here it's not like in football where you don't have a cap. Here, every team has a salary cap, and ideally, what you should do is keep in a draft-like system. Look at the NBA; it's never the same team that's winning. Dynasties are a rarity in today's day and age.
Yeah.
So it gives you the chance if you smartly plan, because again, the money handicap is there for everyone.
Yeah.
It's not like in football where you can spend unlimited money. Yes, even with FFP and all,
FFP, yeah.
there's still a big difference between the haves and the have-nots. Here, though, it's just a reset. Then why should teams prioritize young players? Why should they care about blooding young talent if they're going to develop a player, then 3 years later he's off to another franchise? It makes no sense. In football, when you bring in young players and develop them, it's so that they become first teamers. They have a big future in your club, not like this. Not like this.
Nothing more to add.
Yep.
You summed it up. All our thoughts. Rakesh Bhushan.
Sky defying Hardik Pandya captaincy through Instagram. Is it? I didn't check it.
He ages back. Yeah.
Bumrah has his reservations. Divided house, is it good for MI? Resurgent Rohit post England tour, don't count him out from T20. MI is wrong or BCCI in choosing captain?
Neither are wrong, Rakesh. It really depends on the circumstance. India felt that with no Hardik playing international cricket, the best chance would be to turn back to Rohit. It's a take I disagree with, but there is logic.
But Rohit was nowhere there in the scheme of things
No,
for
that's
good
what I'm
1
saying.
year.
I disagree with
That was
that.
because
Yeah.
he chose his formats. Now he chose ODI World Cup, he chose ODIs only, and I won't play T20s.
Yeah.
But
Now it is
But
T20.
it was told that all of this was workload management, not a matter of choice.
But what he's saying about the divided house, that is
That's
correct.
true.
MI are not a united front.
But you know
at this point.
that I agree was the case then. By the time the matches start, you don't know. See, these things. You go to school in your class. You have friction. You go to a workplace. You'll have friction. It doesn't always stay like that.
Working towards common goal.
Yeah, eventually. At the end of the day, every player has one. See, it automatically comes like that. That you have to go. When you're so competitive, you've reached that level. Each of those players are so competitive by nature. When they go out, they want to be the best in what they do and win a game. So put that aside. And by the way, I can't think of a single team that will have completely 100% love camaraderie. Cannot happen.
Yeah.
You put 5 people in a room, somebody will have an issue with the other one. That was always the case in sport, continues to happen. It may have been more accentuated in Mumbai Indians after what had happened, I agree. I guess once you start playing, all of that is forgotten.
Exactly. Divyanshu Luthra has picked his
Okay.
11. CSK, Rituraj, Conway / Sachin, Rahane, Dubey, Mitchell, Darryl Mitchell, Jaddu, Dhoni, Thakur, Cheher, Patirana, Thikshana / Santner.
By the way, a good point that he makes. I had also thought I was mighty impressed with. I've always was. He hardly gets any chances to play because Jadeja is there. But Santner during the ODI World Cup was next level. the best spinner that was operating. Don't just look at the numbers, see the effectiveness. In these conditions, he was very good. Huge fan of Santner. I would be tempted to play him. They may go with a Thikshana to begin with. The problem is because you got a left armer in Jadeja, so you don't want another one. But if you can play 2 leggies, well, you could play 2 left arm spinners.
That's with Santner. He tends to, unfortunately, what works against him is he has a very set role for CSK. They'll keep him in hibernation. He'll come out, win them 2 matches, then go back to hibernation.
Exactly.
Every year.
Very unfortunate.
Happened
Very
in
unfortunate.
2022.
But play them both, I say. If Thikshana doesn't have a good time, let him be the backup. Bring him on. He'll be a far better. If you look at a spinner, Rachin won't do the job with the ball. Rachin is going to be more the batter.
Oh, yeah.
So if you really need another tweaker and a wicket-taking one, you'll have to go with Santner. Play both Jadeja, Santner. Why not?
It has happened in 2022. It's happened.
Yeah,
So.
play them regularly.
His impact players are Rizvi, Samir Rizvi, Tushar Deshpande and Mukesh Chaudhary and Sheikh Rashid.
Sheikh Rashid.
And his surprise pick is probably Prashant
Solanki.
His team is kind of similar to ours.
Very.
Very.
Praveen.
Praveen, do you think that guys that 99.9% doctors are now starting to recommend F1 to treat insomnia? We all know who's gonna win.
I agree.
Max Verstappen. It's just so boring. People cribbed. For years, as a Hamilton fan, I heard, oh, his dominance is boring. He at least had competitive drivers who he was up against.
Yeah.
This guy will take off in a rocket ship, is having a race against himself, and then that's it. You're just fighting for
Very
scraps.
much like the Schumacher era
Worse,
of 2000.
worse.
Yeah, it is worse. I agree.
It is.
Okay, quick comments before we wind up. Priyanshu says Santner to me is a very good T20 package, can win matches in fielding alone.
He has done that for CSK. Couple of blinder catches.
What a fielder. Even for New Zealand, what fantastic. He and Glenn Phillips make extraordinary catching look very easy. I mean, look at Phillips catching.
Phillips very recently.
And Glenn Phillips, unfortunately, is right now playing for a franchise where there's not a chance in hell he gets to play.
Yeah.
That's the
I know.
problem.
SRH.
Interesting. Uday Aditya says, is the RCB venue going to change because of water scarcity? Oh, it's happened in the past.
Mumbai in
Yes,
particular.
Mumbai. I remember it's happened in the past. I know there's a big problem in Bangalore at the moment because of water. We don't know, but we'll track that. Too early to say that it will be changed. Right now, too early to say that it will be changed. Final comment, and we can take Web of Tarangi. He says, no, sorry, KK. He's saying,
As Conway and Patirana is injured, my 11 is Rituraj, Rahane, Moin Ali, Mitchell, Daryl Mitchell, Samir Rizvi / Dubey, Jadeja, Dhoni, Cheher, Thakur, Mukesh Chaudhary and Thikshana. Impact is Mustafizur / Patirana.
yeah.
And Rahane need only to play first 6 overs.
It's not the worst option in the world.
No, pretty much the team that I was going with. Instead of Tushar, he's gone with the Mukesh, which is fine, and
Fine.
kept Patirana's Mustafizur as your which is an interesting one. Okay, on that note, thank you. We've gone for more than an hour. Do let us know.
You want to answer Naman's question?
Huh? What?
Naman has a question for you.
Is that? No, Naman, I'm a Chelsea fan, unfortunately. This is a Harry Potter pullover.
Do drop in a comment what you think are CSK's chances in this IPL. Do let us know what you think, how they will do. As I said, every day we're going to be picking a team. Tomorrow will be the turn of another one. Which team it's going to be, we'll see. We'll take a call tomorrow.
Absolutely. Okay, so
Vansh Jain is saying water scarcity will be replaced by the tears of RCB fans.
wait, is it for IPL or
Did you
WPL?
send him this? Did you give him ideas for this comment?
No, I didn't. I never do all these kind of things.
No, never.
Yeah, I will do it on camera. I won't do it hiding behind something.
He doesn't need to. Okay, take care. Bye bye. Good night. Vanakkam, Nandri. All the more so today. CSK.
Indeed. Bye bye.